I think that Mercedes-Benz and Associates.
Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. It's a beautiful day, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It's a great day. I thank you for stopping by to look at our all-new redesigned 2016 XC90 T6. Am I understanding that you were looking at also looking at a BMW X5? Am I correct?
You're correct, Raymond. I'm looking for an SUV for my family.
So thank you. I appreciate you stopping by. Would you like a bottle of water or anything?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay, thank you. As you know, this T6, this 2016 T6, and Volvo itself is a great safety vehicle. You told me on the phone that safety was important to you. Am I correct?
Yes, that's one of my top features that I'm looking for. I tell you, in view of everything going on with traffic these days and everything, and I know that technology is moving forward, and I wanted to check out Volvo because I've heard that they're very safe. But to be honest with you, Raymond, I don't know a lot about the safety features of the Volvo, and I don't know a lot about Volvo. So I wanted to come in, meet with you, and have you kind of go over some things to see if this was the right vehicle for my family.
I appreciate your time. And I'm going to touch on a couple of things about this vehicle. Let's start with the braking. In the front, we have 13.6 inch vented disc brakes on the front, and it's 12.6 in the back. It's going to give you great braking power in the front and the back. Now, the width of this vehicle is 84.3 inches, and on a BMW is 76.3. That's really important. Another thing on this vehicle is 4,627 pounds, lighter than the BMW, which is 4,790 pounds. It's going to give you, even though the vehicle's lighter, it's going to give you better braking on this vehicle as well because it is lighter. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now stepping around over here to the, let's say just the door itself. Now we know most collisions that happen on the side. Very few happen in the front. Most of them are T-boned on the side, on both sides. This one has SIPs, what we call SIPs. It's an abbreviation, the side impact protection system.
Okay.
Okay.
Tell me how that works.
What happens on a side collision, these seats actually push over, and they push everything over so the cabin is protected. Okay?
Okay.
So
the
cabin,
front seats push over.
yes, the front seats actually push over towards the middle.
Okay, I got you.
So it actually protects you a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
And the cage, the steel cage that goes all the way around the vehicle, it actually absorbs all the energy that when you get that side impact.
Okay.
So I know that you carry around children, and that's very important.
Right.
Another thing about this vehicle, let's say when you're backing up, just cross traffic.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So when you're backing up, it actually alerts you. Because I know you told me you lived in a driveway where you have to back up. Am I correct?
Yes.
And when you're like going to Walmart, you're going shopping, a lot of times you have to back out.
Okay.
Am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is when you're actually backing out, it actually alerts you that somebody's coming on either side. It actually does that in traffic as well.
Oh, that's great.
Okay. And that I told you about the side impact protection system.
Did give me a feature of that.
Okay. And you see the benefit of that as well.
Yes.
And that would help you, wouldn't it?
Oh, that would be a big help to me. So that is just how that works, just the seats and kind
Correct.
of protects with the cage.
Right. It protects your precious cargo inside, all the occupants inside.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Now stepping around back of the vehicle. Let's see. Well, let's stay in the front for a second.
Okay.
Now these, most people call these headrests, but they're actually not headrests. They're called head restraints.
I see them made differently, yes.
Right, yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned it. You see that it's made differently. Now what happens is, if you do happen to get hit in the, from the back collision, it actually protects you from whiplash.
Oh, how does it work?
Oh, great question. I'm glad you asked that question. And he always says he can give a better price than everybody. Well, when you're actually sitting in the seat, and you got your seat belt on. It actually holds your head in place. So when rear collision, so your head won't move forward. Okay. You can see the advantage in that, couldn't you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now, compared to the BMW, let's just move around here and back. Should have had this door open. Now, you know how when you're coming from Walmart, you're coming from shopping, and let's say it's raining or something like that, it has a feature on here, keyless feature, but that's all you have to do is to the left of this. Yeah. Just kick it. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to kick it again because it'll close. Okay. Right, just kick it when you have all your cargo and stuff in there, and then you can just open it up. Oh, now getting back to the cargo back here, you have a third row seat. BMW does not have a third row seat, but they do offer one. Okay. For about $1,500.
Oh, it's an optional feature. Okay.
Right, it's a $1,500. Now, speaking of the cargo back here, now this cargo space, our cargo space, laid down with both seats, the second row and the third row laid down. Our cargo space is 85.7 cubic feet inches. BMW, who does not offer a third row seat in the standard four-wheel drive, is only 80.3.
Okay, so this is larger, more space.
Larger and more space.
Okay.
Okay? You can see the advantage in that, couldn't you?
Absolutely. Often have to carry things.
Right. Another feature I like when you're carrying things, I'm going to move this stuff out the way. When you have the third row seat folded down, you can actually put some of your parcels in here and hang them on here.
Oh, that's fantastic. What a nice feature that is.
And you can actually strap them in as well.
Oh.
So that feature creates an advantage of where your cargo is not moving around.
Yeah, it secures everything. That's
right.
Great.
You can see the benefit in that, couldn't you?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, we're going to step around. I don't want you to
Okay, coming around.
Okay, wonderful. Now, speaking of power, I know that was one of the things that you were interested in. The horsepower one is 316 horsepower, and BMW is only 300.
Oh, okay, so picking up some horsepower.
Right, and another thing that makes this vehicle lighter and easier to control and handle is a small thing like a gas tank. It only has 18.8 gallons. It can hold 18.8 gallons of fuel. BMW actually holds more, about 22 gallons of fuel. So not only are we lighter, we're safer. The braking system is actually better. And we're just a better product all over, okay?
Okay.
All right, moving on.
Oh, time.
I would spend a lot of time on the front.
Mm-hmm.
You got a lot of space between the bumper, the engine, and the firewall, right?
Right.
Energy absorption,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay. SIPs. You covered like 25% of what SIPs is, and not even the most important part. Okay. First of all, you got two door beams, one horizontal, one diagonal, to prevent penetration into the passenger area. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This door is going to contact the seat. The seat's going to contact the console. The console's going to contact the other seat. That seat's going to contact the other door and the frame and distribute that energy throughout the entire car. That in combination with side airbag and airbag curtain, right? So you get the door beams, the side. Don't want to talk about side airbags by themselves. We want to talk about SIPs, system, okay? All right. Floors laterally reinforced, again, to preserve the passenger area, to keep it from being squished. So there's a lot more to SIPs, okay? Whips. Whiplash protection. All right. You accurately described the head restraints. Okay, that's only part of it. The major part is the seat's going to give 15 degrees on a rear impact. Take up that shock so it's not transmitted to the spine and neck. The head restraint's going to cradle the head so your head doesn't snap back. So there's a lot more to that whip system. Okay? Mm-hmm. But you got to get to the point where you can talk about it extemporaneously, without notes, comfortably, with confidence, right? Mm-hmm. Practice. Practice makes a difference. But good choice in talking about the differences between the BMW and the Volvo. That's a good choice. That worked out well. Freddie.
Also, I would just say that that's the most yes questions I've probably ever heard.
Yes,
that was
yes,
very good.
yes. And
I want Barbara for a customer sometime today. She's just the nicest person. Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah.
except when she started asking us funky questions.
I was trying to guide you. I was trying to
But
guide
Raymond did the approach, the meet and greet
Yeah,
properly.
had that part down. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Raymond, I walk up to the car and I pull the door handle, nothing happens. How do I get in the car?
Take the key out.
Okay, you don't have to take it out.
Okay.
Where do I put the key?
Right here.
Very good. Everybody see that?
Yeah.
Where the key slot is? Okay. How do I start the car?
How do you start? Oh, okay, now that's a trick. I don't know.
Does anybody know? How do you start the car?
There's a little spot by the cup holder.
Show it to me.
Oh, you put the key in there.
There's a little spot with a little
Right
logo. Lay the key right there.
There's a
That's how it is slide.
Yep, right in the middle. You see the little emblem? Let me show you.
It's hard to see. It's written in black.
Yeah. Jerry can show it to you. Oh, here. You see this little spot right here? Right there in the middle. Look at the center cup holder. Lay your key fob right there, and then put your foot on the brakes.
Okay, everybody got it? Freddie, you're on.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It's a beautiful day, isn't it?
Yes. I love Joe Birdie.
A little cloudy.
Today we're going to demonstrate the sizzle in our brand new Volvo XC90. We're going to demonstrate this sizzle. During the test drive, we as salespeople, we need to listen to the customer's hot points and their hot buttons, but we also need to show ours. Show them our pizzazz in this vehicle here. So the XC90 offers the state-of-the-art technology in active safety features. The radar up here and the sensors down here. I drove the XC90 several times after delivering my first one, and the technology, after driving it, I got to experience how the autopilot assist worked, because I saw it up there, I didn't know what it meant, and I watched it, and I said, let me go. I asked several people around here, how do you operate it? So then I went out on the road, and I set it on, which you set it up right here on the left side of the steering wheel. You turn it on, and I went out on Farrell Road, and whenever you put on the autopilot assist, that yellow line, if you get between the lanes, it helps you maintain the lane. If you get between the lane and you travel, you'll notice that the vehicle, it'll go over toward the left, and then the steering wheel will actually turn, and it turns you back. And then it'll hug that line, and it hugged that line probably, I would say, at least a quarter of a mile or longer until the road made a major change. It also has a distant warning, speeds above 20 miles per hour, where you would get that warning if you were, well, let's put it this way, the autopilot acts with the adaptive cruise control. And if you are closing in on the vehicle ahead of you, it's going to slow the vehicle down, and it does that automatically. And you can set that distance also. You can shorten the distance or lengthen the distance through the steering wheel here.
What kind of warning does it give you?
It gives you an audible warning, and also you have lights that will show up
Flashing red lights that
Flashing red
go
lights.
into the windshield.
Up in the windshield, you will see that those would come on if you were getting too close to the vehicle.
If you're closing too
If you're
rapidly,
closing, yes.
not necessarily getting close.
This would be a great feature, wouldn't it?
Yes.
It would assist your customers if they're traveling long distance. It would assist them by keeping them in the lane. Now, on the right side, when you have that white dotted line, it works, but sometimes it depends on how far that gap is between those lines on how it works here. So, one thing, you can't become totally dependent upon this. This is only an assistant. The adaptive cruise control helps you maintain the constant speed. And I did that out on 277, and it also works in the city and city incidents situations also. As you are going down the road and you're closing in on a vehicle, you can feel the vehicle slow down. And then also with the lane keeping, all of that works together. And it's a good system to have. What do you say?
Yes.
The Park Assist Pilot is a steering function feature only. You have to use the brakes. You have to stay in constant control of the vehicle. You have to watch your mirrors and make sure you watch behind. It will do the perpendicular parking as well as the parallel parking. And I've done both. And just go into a parking lot. It's going to pick up a vehicle, and once it picks up, you see it say scanning for vehicle. Once it picks it up, it will tell you to stop, and then you have to back up. You have to put it in reverse, and then back up, and then the vehicle will actually turn. And if you watch the steering wheel, it'll just turn real quick and take you right into the parking lot, the parking space, and then you have to shift it back forward, and it will go up real quick. But you have to keep your foot on the brake, mind me. Keep your foot on the brake. Make sure you keep your foot on that brake and pay attention to what's going on, and it will park the vehicle. I had one incident where it basically oversteered, and that was because I hit the brake too quick during the process, and it oversteered. And that's why I'm saying you have to keep your foot on the brake and you constantly attentive to what's going on with the vehicle. Now, that's the semi-autonomous driving features of the vehicle, and also some of those features would come under city safety, which those you don't really want to experiment too much. But the city safety, the auto brake function, that is a great function to have. I mean, most accidents occur whenever people are making that left turn, and where if there's an accident that's imminent, if the car detects that, it's going to stop. It's going to apply the brakes.
So it not only works going straight ahead, it also works when you're turning the corner.
It also works when you're turning in the corner. And it works in the darkness also. That's another thing. I did find that it works while in the dark. It picks up the front. The car determines the position. So the radar is constantly scanning.
Some cars stop for pedestrians. Will this one stop for pedestrians?
It will stop for pedestrians, cyclists, and
Will it do it at night?
yes, it will.
Okay.
It's supposed to. Yes, sir. That's it. I can do.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.